Good morning, students. Students, we are doing the chapter The World of Living, in which we did the characters of living things, difference between living and non living things. Then we did the classification of living organism and then classification of plants on different bases. Now, today I'm going to start the topic that is classification of animals. As earlier I said, in order to study different organisms, we classify them. So, like that, in order to study animals, we classify them on the basis of their common characteristics. The first one is classification on the basis of backbone. Animals are divided into two categories on the basis of absence or presence of the backbone in them. These two categories of animals are vertebrates and invertebrates. Now, what is the difference between these two? Vertebrates, they have a backbone which is made up of several small ring-like bones called vertebra. That means they are having a backbone, and that backbone is made up of small rings like bones which are known as vertebra. Invertebrates, they do not have a backbone. Then vertebrates are well developed and have a bony skeleton. But invertebrates, these animals do not these animals have a soft body. That means they do not have a well developed bony skeleton in them. This is the difference between vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates are having a backbone. Invertebrates do not have a backbone. Vertebrates have a well developed and a bony skeleton, but invertebrates have a soft body. The examples of vertebrates are human being, fish, frog, lizard, birds, etc. The examples of invertebrates are earthworm, cockroach, snail, octopus, starfish. These are the examples of invertebrates. Now the second one is classification on the basis of food habits. We have already know that animals are classified as herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores on the basis of the food they eat. As we know, herbivores are the animals which eat the plant and plant products, carnivores which eat flesh of other animals, and omnivores which eat both plant and animal product. We also have some additional classification of animals in each of these categories. These additional categories are frugivores. These are the animals which eat fruits only, like parrot. Next is insectivores. These are the animals which feed on insect. Example, lizard. Then saprophytes. They eat decaying matter of other plants or animals. Example, some types of bacteria. Next is parasites. They obtain food from other animals by living in or on their bodies. They may live inside the body of other living organism or on the body of the other living organism, and they obtain food from other animals. For example, leech, head louse, bedbug, etc. Now, the next is on the basis of mode of reproduction. Students, as you know that reproduction is the important character of all the living things, and animals can be divided into three groups on the basis of how they reproduce. Some animals lay eggs, some others reproduce by dividing their bodies, and some others give birth to their young ones. Egg-laying animals reproduce through eggs. They hatch eggs which develop into young ones. Fish and birds are the example of this category. Some animals reproduce by dividing their bodies. Amoeba and hydra, they are the examples of this category. Some animals do not lay eggs, they directly give birth to their young ones, like rats, cows, and human beings. All these are the examples of this category. They give birth directly to their young ones. Next is classification on the basis of body covering. Animals can also be grouped on the basis of covering of their body. Some animals like snakes and fishes have scales on their bodies. Frogs have a slimy skin. All birds have feathers on their body. The bodies of animals like human beings, cows, and horses have hair on them. On this basis, animals can also be divided into different groups. So these are the classification of animals, student. Now we will discuss about the importance of plants and animals in our life. Plants and animals provide a number of useful substances that we use in our daily life. Plants are useful because they consume carbon dioxide and produce oxygen during the process of photosynthesis, and oxygen is needed by all living beings for the survival. Plants are the basic source of all foods. They provide fruits, grains, vegetables, oils, spices, sugar, tea, and many more other things for living beings. Wood, rubber, paper, cotton, all we obtained from the plants. All these plant products are used for producing or making many other useful products. Many medicines are obtained from different plants. Neem, tulsi, clove, eucalyptus are some of the well-known plants used for preparing medicines. These are the some of the examples of use of plants. Plants are very useful for us. Next, what is the importance of animals for us? Animals like camel and horse are used for transportation of humans and materials. We get very many different products like leather, wool, and silk from animals. Animal excreta is used as manure and for producing gobar gas. Many edible products like milk, honey, eggs, and meat are obtained from animals. So, students, uh, by this chapter, we can understand what is the importance of plants and animals for us. There are so many uses of plants and animals in our life. They help in many purposes. Now, students, we have completed the chapter. That's all. We will do the exercises in next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.